All right, this is going to be a quick how-to video for a chicken waterer out of a 5-gallon bucket. I've got a 5-gallon bucket here, HD PE, which is food safe. Just got it from Ace, Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever you want to get a 5-gallon bucket from. Don't forget the lid. You don't want your chickens falling in. So don't forget the lid, that's important. You can go on Amazon and you could order these little chicken nipples, chicken waters nipples. They peck that little metal thingy in the middle and water comes out. I like these as opposed to the ones without this little bucket attached, because this catches the water when it drips off of this. So this will catch the water, keep it from spilling all over your chicken coop if you have it inside. And they just screw into the bucket once you drill holes. So to drill the holes, that's right, that was probably really loud. You need an 1130 seconds, or 1132, whatever they call it, drill bit. You can use a 5/16, but it recommends an 1130 seconds. And oh yeah, just get these off of Amazon. They come in like a 10-pack. They're like, I don't know, $10 maybe. They're real cheap. And you'll want to do measure about 1 inch down, 1.5 down. Drill 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. Just make it even, and then screw these in. Easy as that. So let's do it. All right, that's about the best angle I could come up with. But like I said, 1 inch, do about 4. 1.5, 1 inch down, do about 4 of them. So this little black mark that came on this Ace Hardware bucket right there, I've already measured. That's about 1.5, 2 inches. So I'm just going to go off of that. This is not scientific. You don't have to get completely accurate. You're just filling it up with water for your chickens. So just start drilling. There you go. That's probably the hardest part, really. Run your finger on the inside. I don't think the inside matters as much as the outside being smooth, because these little rubber stoppers are going to be on the outside. So that's what will prevent it from leaking. So as long as the outside is pretty well smooth, you should be good. And then you'll rinse it out before you put water in it anyway, so you'll get all the little plastics out of there. Now, take these. It comes with this thing that you're supposed to put on your drill, and then this kind of just helps you. So you put this black piece on your drill, stick it on there like that, and then zzz, help you screw it in. I mean, we're talking about a plastic 1/4 inch thing that you have to screw into the bucket. I'm not going to worry about all that. I've never had this. It's the second bucket I've made like this. Never worried about it. So I just put it in, kind of press, oops, excuse me. Press a little bit until the threads catch, and then start twisting. That's all I do. And then just keep on twisting until this rubber piece is kind of smushed, but not completely smushed. You know, you'll know that it's kind of snug against the bucket. Yep, about like that, I'd say. There you go. That's one of them on there right now. You can see, I don't know if you can see, if you can't see, it's the little rubber piece is touching the bucket, but it's not like completely smushed and stretched out. So that'll keep it from leaking. Then continue around the other ones. I only did 4 in this bucket. I think it says use one nipple for every 3 to 4 chickens. I've got 15 chickens. 4 nipples is fine. Otherwise, it's just, it's too crowded. And you'll notice that once one chicken starts pecking at this, they'll all start pecking at this one. They will just ignore the rest of them. They'll all want to get on this one. That's just the way they are. Very simple-minded creatures. Oh, there's water coming out of that? Get out of the way. Not realizing there's 3 other nipples here. Oh, that should be good. Whoops. All right, that one should be good. And the reason I'm making 2 of these, I have one out there now. The reason I'm doing another one is because the temperatures are going to get below freezing for the next few days, and they're not going to be above freezing. They won't get above freezing. So this sits in their chicken coop, and it'll freeze. It won't freeze solid, but these little nipples will freeze. They won't be able to get any water out of them. So what I do is just take the one that's frozen out, put the one that's not frozen in, just swap them out throughout the day. It works for me. Might not work for everybody like that, but it works for me. And of course there's other chicken waterers you can get. This one was like $10 and the price of a bucket, which I think was, $5. So for under $20, you've got the easiest chicken waterer you can make. I mean, you just can't go wrong. And of course, some people will say, "Oh, they're not getting enough water. They're only getting a little droplets at a time." Well, I've been using a similar bucket like this for the past 7 years. Actually, not even a similar bucket. The bucket, just like this, for the past 7 years, and I've never had a chicken die of dehydration. So they get water out of this. Trust me, they get plenty of water. Go one more. There we go. All right, so that should be good. And there you go. I mean, you can't get much easier than that. Throw the lid on it, and you're done. Now, what I do with the lid is I don't put it on there all the way, just enough to where it won't fall off. And that gives a little, gives some room for some air to go. And I don't think it will happen, but if you seal this completely, maybe, it'll make a suction over time where they're getting water out of it and it'll want to collapse maybe and they won't get water. I highly doubt that. I've never had that happen. So I just pop it on a little bit just to where it won't fly off, like I said, and it still gets some air in there and some water flow. You can drill tiny holes in here if you want. I don't worry about it. But you're done. Fill it up, take it out, set it in the chickens. The way I have it inside my chicken coop is it's sitting up on blocks, so they're not completely bending down trying to get it. They could just kind of walk up to it and, get it that way. But I don't know what else to say about it. It's done. Fill it up with water. If you notice it's leaking, dripping down behind here, maybe just tighten them a little bit more or untighten them. It might be too tight until you get it figured out. And they also tell you to, if it starts to leak, if that's not where it's leaking from, and if it's leaking from the little plunger itself, then take it out completely and depress that plunger. So take it out completely, depress the plunger, and rinse that off. There might be some debris that's got behind there that's preventing that little gasket from sealing. But that's it. Like I said, it comes with a 10-pack. You can make 2 buckets. You can make 3 buckets. Don't matter. Oh, and here's the other ones I was talking about. I've used these before without the little bucket attached. These are the ones where the chickens come up and peck, and most of the water just winds up dripping out on the ground or in your chicken coop. I don't like that. So I went to these, where when they come up and peck to get the water, they'll drink it, but the water that falls will just collect in this bucket right below it, and then they'll drink that too. Saves a lot of water. I mean, if you're into saving water. But more importantly, it keeps water out of your chicken coop floor in a mess. So it works a lot better. So get those. All right, let's go fill it up. Let's make sure it ain't leaking and put it to use. Thanks for watching. See you later.